Hi, everybody. I'm Missi Matthews. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Charlotte football program, Will Healy. Coach Healy, thanks for joining us to talk a little bit about the Steelers' third-round pick, Alex Highsmith.
Thank you for having me. Excited to especially be able to talk about Alex Highsmith. That's a lot of fun for me to be able to do.
So, Coach Healy, how did he go from a walk-on at the Charlotte football program? He became an All-American and then was not invited to the Senior Bowl.
He got invited to the combine. He went and ran really well, and I think that's when his draft stock significantly increased. He played in the East-West Shrine game and played really well, and I think helped himself there. I think both of those experiences, the East-West game and the combine, gave him an opportunity to meet with a lot of different teams and really put his best foot forward.
Okay, so whenever he had a chance to talk to us and I was asking him, what made you break out your last year at Charlotte? He said it was you and your coaching staff, especially Coach West. He said that you guys really were able to help him. What was that maturation process like for him?
Well, he's nice to say that. I mean, he's a ready-made guy well before we got there. So we were fortunate enough to be able to inherit him and coach him for a year. I think Marcus West did a really good job with him as he went through a transition of really playing a different position. You know, I mean, he was in a 3-down front for a little while, and he's played – I mean, I feel like he's played everywhere but quarterback for us. And so moving him to defensive end and giving him the ability to rush the passer was something easy for us to get him to buy into. I think where he showed tremendous strides is his repertoire of pass rush moves. And once he got a taste of sacking the quarterback, he was it added fuel to the fire. And he goes from, a walk-on to finishes now this year. He finished second in the country in sacks with 14 and, first AP All-American in Charlotte football history, gets invited to the combine, third-round draft pick. So amazing story. And I think the biggest thing with Alex is he understands he belongs. He's that young, hungry, so excited about the opportunity, isn't going to miss a day of it. But I think he's got a confidence to himself that will bode well for him at the next level.
When I spoke with Alex, he said he had no doubt in his mind he was drawn towards Pittsburgh, the coaching staff, general manager Kevin Colbert. Why do you think he'll fit in with the Steelers defense?
Well, he better say that now that the Steelers drafted him. I do think it's a great match. Everything that the Steelers' history has been built on, toughness and team players and, guys who love the game of football, that's Alex Highsmith. I mean, there's nobody who takes more advantage of their opportunities than Alex does. And he's a team player. He's a locker room guy. He's extremely tough and durable. So, it is a really good fit. And schematically, however they choose to use him, whatever you ask him to do, he'll do. And he'll work harder at it than anybody else. And he's a very mature, smart young man. I just think whether it's special teams or D-end or linebacker, whatever it is they ask him to do, he'll be successful. And because he's going to work really hard at it. And he's also got the ability to be able to do it.
You mentioned his sacks last season with Charlotte, and Coach Tomlin said when he was speaking of Highsmith, we have a lot of Heisman-winning trophy quarterbacks in the AFC North, so he better be ready to go after them. How much did you see him become that technician that Coach Tomlin called him and really work on the pass rush and that area of his game?
Well, it's crazy because he missed spring practice with us, and so we really didn't get him until fall camp started. And just watching him work, whether it was fall camp or whether it was during the season, you would teach him something. Marcus West, our defensive coordinator and D-line coach, would teach him something, and you would watch Alex stay after practice to work on it. And Alex is one of those guys that exactly how you say to do it, when you say to do it, what you say to do, he's going to do it the exact way you ask him to. So if it doesn't look good, you probably hadn't coached it right, And so he challenges you as a coach when you have somebody like that who takes everything you say and does it exactly the way you say it. He makes sure that you're communicating properly and that you're not missing out any of the fundamental details of pass rush. And so Marcus, I think, added to Alex's repertoire as the season went on. As he would see him perfect one move, then he'd give him, the counter, and Alex was gung ho about it. So he worked really hard to perfect it.
I pretty much woke Alex the morning after he was drafted. So I didn't have a ton of research, but looking more into him, into you and the Charlotte program, I did see some video of Club Lit, which I think is fantastic. Is that something that Alex enjoyed?
Yeah, one of the lasting impressions I'll have of Alex Highsmith, he's playing in the Shrine Bowl, and we do, fist up on fourth down, and Alex is playing with, there's 21 other players on the field that have no idea what he's doing, but as soon as it gets to fourth down, he throws his fist up. And for me, from a culture perspective, especially as a fifth-year senior, third-round draft pick, that's really important. I mean, his legacy, the way he helped build our program literally from the ground up. I mean, he was with the program the first year of FBS football. His impact will be felt for a long time, and he'll be really missed. But you're also so excited about him and his next opportunity. I know he'll miss seeing me shirtless in the locker room doing club. Coach Tomlin's a little bit more yoked up than I am, so. But it was funny. I got a chance to see their conversation on the phone when Coach Tomlin called them, and Alex is such a straight by the book. I mean, very mature. Does it all. Military-esque in some ways. And Coach Tomlin's kind of joking with him, and Alex isn't really getting it. And I was watching it saying, that's probably the exact same way Alex felt about me the first time I gave him, about something. So. Coach Tomlin, he'll warm up to you, but he'll be the best team guy you got.
All right. Well, Coach Healy, we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me. Go Steelers.